Today we will see a very important part of your syllabus, that is XHTML, right? So what is XHTML? XHTML is nothing but what? It is the extended version of HTML. As we know that HTML is one of the language which is compatible with all the browsers. Okay. Still we have one extended version of HTML that is called as what? Extensible, okay, hypertext markup language. This is extensible hypertext markup language. So why we need this language? As we all know that HTML is also available, but what is the importance of having this language? Okay, and why do we need an XHTML, right? So that is the reason we will see what is XHTML and what is the difference between HTML and XHTML. Okay, so we know few features of HTML now, right? We know some rules and regulations. We know the structure of HTML. Everything we know. Huh? We don't know the tags. Still, we have to study the tags. Okay. All the tags of HTML are included in XHTML also. Okay. Yes, students, please mute. Keep keep your mics on mute. Okay. So in HTML, whatever tags are there, all those tags are also included in XHTML. Thing is that some rules are changed from HTML to XHTML. We have a different set of rules when we are using same tags into XHTML, right? As it is an extended version of HTML, that is a extensible, okay, hypertext markup language. It is the extended version of HTML. So there are some strict rules than HTML into this XHTML, right? All the tags of HTML are included in XHTML, but the syntax of some of the tags changes into XHTML. So just like you learn C programming and then you learn Java, okay? The rules C acts as a base there, whereas Java acts as a higher version, and some syntax and semantics will change into Java. Similarly, in XHTML, we take HTML as a base and then we apply new rules to those HTML tags, right? So XHTML stands for Extensible Hypertext Markup Language. It is a combination of both HTML and XML. Now, what is XML? XML is nothing but what? Extensible. Okay, extensible, right? It is extensible markup language. All right, extensible markup language. We already know what is HTML, right? We already are familiar with HTML. So HTML is hypertext markup language. Okay, whereas XML is what? Extensible. Okay, make a note here. It is markup, extensible markup language. So HTML has got its own set of rules and regulations, right? XML language has also got its own set of rules and regulations. So why do we use HTML? We use HTML basically, okay? We use HTML to display the contents, okay? We use HTML to display the contents into the browser. But why do we use XML? We use XML to organize and store the data, okay? Organize, and we also use XML to store the data. So this is the difference between HTML and the difference between what? XML. So more XML is used to organize the data. We use XML to organize and also to store the data, right? So HTML is used for what? Basically, it basically takes care of how to display the data into the browser, whereas XML takes care of organizing the data and storing the data. This is what XHTML, a combination of HTML and XML language. First step, right? XHTML is almost identical to HTML. It is very much same, right? 90% HTML, but it is stricter than the HTML. So there are more strict rules when it comes to XHTML, right? For example, now I am allowing you to enter the class. I send you a link at 2 o'clock, and as you log in, I just take your admit into the Zoom meeting. But if I imply a rule saying that just after sending a link for 5 minutes, nobody is allowed. Are you getting? That is what XHTML. So here XHTML is more stricter than the HTML, right? Whereas it takes all the basic rules that are applicable from the HTML only. Fine. Okay. XHTML is an HTML defined as an XML application, right? XHTML, it is also one part of XML application. It is supported by all the major browsers. See, one thing I want to tell you. HTML tags, when we learn, we will come to know what is HTML language. And same HTML tags, we are going to convert into XHTML at the time when I am teaching you, right? Yeah. So just keep in mind that XHTML, it is one of the extended version of HTML. That is important for you. So all the base of HTML is included in the XHTML. That is one more language, a web programming language called as XHTML, which is more syntactical and semantical, which is having more rules and regulations than the HTML. Just remember these things, okay? So although XHTML is almost the same as HTML, but it is important to create your code correctly, right? So there, whatever you display in the body tag, see whenever you write something in the body tag using HTML, everything is displayed on the screen, right? Everything is visible on the screen. But what they tell here, using XHTML, everything will not be visible on the screen. Only whatever is the correct form of code that is visible on the screen. That is why it is said that XHTML is having a strict syntax, okay? And it is also case sensitive. What about HTML? What I told you, HTML is not case sensitive, isn't it? You can use capital letters as well as lower letters. Preferably, we use lower letters in HTML. But what about XHTML? XHTML is case sensitive. Wherever capital tags are there, you have to take capital. Wherever small things are there, you have to take small things. Okay. So XHTML documents are well formed and parsed using standard XML parser. So do you know what is meaning of parse? Anybody? Do you know what is meaning of parse? You had learned C programming, right? In C programming, whatever HLL code you are writing, whatever HLL code you are writing there, okay, in the C program, what happens in this when you are writing all this HLL code? This code is translated into what? Assembly language code. Then it is translated into machine language code. And then that is an exe form of the code. So this process is called as what? Parsing. Okay. So this process is called as what? Parsing here. Did you get that? Okay. So parsing is nothing but what? Parsing, it is a procedure, okay, of converting your code, right? It is a procedure of converting of your high level language to the understandable language to the browser here, right? So here parsing is nothing but what? Conversion of your code. Okay. So here in our HTML, parsing means what? Taking that HTML or taking that European language, Western European language code, we saw that, okay, which have code like ISO standard, taking that code and converting that code into the browser understandable form. So all XHTML uses XML parsers, right? They use XML compilers and interpreters or parsers. HTML uses what? It uses a Lenit specific parser. So HTML also uses one parser to convert its code, and along with that, your XHTML will also take what? Help of one parser, right? Parser, you can take it as a compiler, interpreter in your other languages, right? So this is about the introduction of your XHTML, right? Participants, please mute your mics. Mute your mics, all of you mute your mics. Mute your mics and stay disciplined in the class, okay? All right. So this is about some introduction part of the XHTML. Now let me tell you shortly about the history of XHTML. So seeing to the history of XHTML, you can see here that it became a word by W3 consortium. So actually XHTML was invented by W3C, okay, and got recommendation in the year 2000, okay. And along with that, XHTML 1.1 was also founded, and it came into existence in 2001. Okay, the standard known as XHTML5 is being developed as an XML adaptation of XHTML5 specification. So right now, just like we have an HTML5, okay, XHTML5 is adapted by the combination of HTML5 and XML. So by cross combination of HTML5 and XML language, this XHTML language is invented, right? So this is what you can cover in the history part and introduction part of your XHTML. Now, why there is a need to use XHTML? Why there is a need to use Java if we have a C programming? Why there is a need to use a data structure if we have a C programming? Why there is a need of using database if we have a C programming? Always, guys, there will be a reason, right? So those students who had attended now, please put your roll number in the chat box as a part of attendance. Okay, I can see 42 participants are there today. All right, why there is a need of using this XHTML? We have languages like HTML, okay, we have XML. Then why there is a need of using this XHTML? Fine. Why there is a need of using this XHTML? There is a need because, as I told you, XHTML is having very loose structured syntax. It is having what? That is your HTML is having what? Very loose structured syntax. Whatever you display in the browser, it will display it as an output, right? It will not take care about whether the tags are closed or not, whether double quotes are added or not, whether all the contents are included in the body are valid or not. It will not take care of that. The parser of HTML is very loosely handling the code. It is not strict. Whatever you display into the body tag, it is displayed onto the browser. We have seen two programs, right? Body tag ದಾಗ ಏನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿತ್ತದ ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ದಾಗ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡ್ತೈತಿ. whatever ನೀವು body tag ದಾಗ ಏನು ಇನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ರ ಬ್ರೌಸರ್ ದಾಗ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದಂಗ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೈತಿ. Okay, that is one of the drawback of HTML. It is not strict. It will not check whether the code is correct or not, whether the brackets are completed or not, whether the tags are used correctly or not. Suppose if you are writing one C program, right? If you are writing one C program, if you are taking if, okay, and what you're doing, you're writing a statement. If once while taking if, you're writing a condition, you're opening a bracket, you're writing else if, okay, and then what you're doing, you're opening a bracket and closing the bracket, right? And you forgot to close the bracket of this if statement. At that time, what will happen? It will show you a syntax error, right? But this doesn't happen in HTML. It will not worry about such syntax errors, or it will not worry about the strict code. But this is what happens with XHTML. XHTML will always take care of correct syntax and semantics. That is the reason to reduce the burden of a browser, to reduce more, or you can say that to improve the working of output on the browser, XHTML was invented, right? So it was developed to make HTML more extensible. Extensible andre ena? What do you mean by extensible? Extensible means what? Use at the maximum, to use the maximum facilities of all the tags or all the code, and increase interoperability. Interoperability means what? What do you mean by interoperation? Interoperability, internal working. Okay, interoperability means what? Internal working. So what is this internal working? With other data formats. So internal working with different data formats, along with getting ready to work with different browsers. That is called as what? Interoperability. There are two main reasons behind the creation of XHTML. So what are that? It creates a stricter standard for making web pages. Okay, it follows the syntax and semantics correctly. If there are no closing brackets or no ending tags, it will show the error. No capitals wherever required. Wherever required, if you are not using double quotes, it will show the error. But HTML will not do that. So next, reducing incompatibilities between the browsers. Okay, so we have so many browsers like Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, Opera. All these are different browsers. But XHTML also will take help of all the higher version of browsers, and it gets compatible with older version code also. So it is a standard code. Hence, it is compatible for all the major browsers. It means, suppose, one example I will give you. I am creating a Word file. Okay, suppose I am creating a Word file with MS Word. Okay, 2013. One version of MS Word I am taking. So I will save that file with docx file. And then I will go to another computer which has MS Word 2007. And then I try to open this file, that is 2013 file, which is with .cox. So this will show you error when you try to open this higher version file in the lower version. Are you getting? It will try to show the error while opening this higher version file with the lower version of MS Word. Same thing happens with XHTML and HTML. So XHTML is compatible, okay, with all the versions of browsers. Any file you are creating in XHTML, it will open the with any of the version of the browser, right? So there is more compatibility when you work with what XHTML, right? It creates a standards that can be used on a variety of different devices without making any changes. So you can copy the code and run the code on any of the other devices also. So we use XHTML. Basically, what is the summary of this? Why use XHTML? Because it is more stricter than HTML and it is compatible with all the browsers. These 2 points comes under why we use what XHTML. Okay. Then, so what they are telling here, they are suggesting one example for us. Okay. So let us take an example to understand it. HTML is mainly used to create web pages, but we can see that many pages on the internet contain bad HTML and do not follow the HTML rule. So what they are telling, when creating an HTML code, as you know, small case is also allowed and uppercase is also allowed. Somebody can use uppercase or somebody will use lowercase. Somebody will use double quotes, somebody will not use the double quotes. Okay. So I will tell you one file. I will show you one file here. Then you will come to know what I wanted to tell you. We will see one file. I'll go with the Notepad++. Okay. And then I will create one file which is not following any syntax and any semantics, right? But still you can see that the output will be displayed onto the browser. So this is the yesterday's file. Okay. So this is the yesterday's file where I was telling you about body tag. BG color is one attribute and yellow is the color. So let me execute this file first. This is an yesterday's file. Okay, so I saved it in WP Division A demo, right? I saved it here. Okay, so I have another software that is Micromedia Dreamweaver. So by default, it will open there. So I have to choose this one, open with Google Chrome. So this is the output. Hello, this is a demo page and the yellow color is appearing here, right? Now what I will do, you see HTML is there and I will remove this double quotes. Okay, I will remove double quotes. I will save the file and let me see whether it will execute again. Okay, let me see whether it will execute again. So I just went here and I refreshed the file. You can still see that the yellow color is appearing on the screen. Are you getting that? The yellow color ಏನೈತಿ ಹೆಂಗೋ ಬರ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತದ. Suppose I enter double quote also it is coming. If I forget to enter double quotes also it is coming. So this is one of the drawback of HTML. Okay, this is one of the drawback of HTML. It means you can enter double quotes or you can just skip the double quotes. Suppose if I take like this also it will take. Suppose if I take capital BG color, right? Just save the file. If I take BG color, if I go to Google Chrome and just refresh the file after the changes, still it is showing me the yellow color. Did you see that? What it means, it indicates that whatever you do, either you take capital, either you take small case, okay, or you forget the quotes or write the quotes, or suppose another example we'll see, I will just remove that tag. Okay, I will just remove that tag. I will save the file and again I will execute this file, just refresh the file. See, if you are not getting how to execute the code, right? See here. So I will I will go for file and I will save it. Now I will open that code with the browser. Demo open with Google Chrome, right? Now see, still the yellow color is appearing, isn't it? It is not showing error. I have not closed any tags. Still it is showing me the error. Nodidre, so this is the problem with the HTML. All these problems will come with HTML. So you can see that the text is same, background color is same, and you see that I just forgot to close the body tag here. Na close madilla body tag ni close kelela nahi hai. Tari pan output aplela clear this way. So this is the problem with HTML. So it is not having a proper code. It is not a proper code. Did you get that? It is not a proper code. Why it is not proper code? We are using capital, that is we are using lower also. Yeah, we are using uppercase letters also, right? And then we are not following the rules. Yeah, loose, we're having loose syntax and semantics. So this is the problem with HTML. This code is basically called as a bad code. Okay, it is not a good code. This code is called as a bad code. So this is the reason, guys. Okay, we are not using HTML. One who writes the code correctly, like one who know that you have to use double quote, close the tag. Only few people do that in HTML because they know that it is loosely coupled. They know that HTML is loosely coupled. That is the reason what they do not follow what correct syntax, right? When they are writing that HTML code. So this was one example here. Okay, fine. Yes, let me go back to your presentation. Yeah, it's in here. Yes. So did you understand? That is the main reason. It is showing so many errors there, right? It is showing so many bad code in HTML. One who know how to write the code correctly, they will write. But the person, one who doesn't know how to write the code correctly, then it will create a problem, and that is called as a bad code issue. Okay, that is called as a bad code. Clear to you? That was an example which we saw, right? That was an example which we saw. So is my screen visible to all of you? Screen is visible. Yes, is it visible now? All right. Yeah, so the PDF file is visible, right? PDF file is visible or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. So see, this was an example. HTML is mainly used to create a web page, but we see that many pages on the internet contain bad HTML. So just now what we saw was a bad example of a bad HTML code. It means it is not loose, it is not tightly coded, right? It is a bad code. So that is the reason what they did. They decided to go back to what your XHTML. HTML is there, right? But still they prefer XHTML because strictly you have to follow the rules and regulations, right? So the main issue with the bad code is what here, what they are telling, if you go for a bad code, is that it can't be interpreted by smaller devices, right? Like we need correct browsers to execute that code. Okay, the main issue with the bad HTML is that it can't be interpreted by smaller devices. Sometimes on mobile, if you see an HTML code, it will not execute properly. Even XHTML code can be executed on mobiles also, right? So it is in XHTML is introduced to combine the strength of HTML and XML. It is introduced to combine the combination of both HTML and XML, right? It is redesigned. It helps you to create better formatted code on your site. Formatted code andre na, what do you mean by formatted code? The code which will follow. Formatted code means what? The code which will follow the strict syntax, right? Strict syntax and semantics, right? Which is the code is good here because we have to follow syntax and semantics, just like your C programming. It is having a proper syntax and semantics. If we skip the syntax and semantics, what will happen there? It will show the error. So our XHTML follows what a strict syntax and semantics. Okay. XHTML doesn't facilitate you to make badly formed code. Okay. To be XHTML compatible. It means it will not allow you to do anything as you do in HTML. Compulsory you have to use capitals wherever needed. Compulsory you have to use small case wherever needed. You have to use double quotes for the attribute. You have to close the tags. You have to start the tag. Nesting of tags, all should be done very properly, right? Unlike with HTML, where simple errors like missing out of a closing tags are ignored by the browser. You saw that I didn't close the body tag, but still HTML parser is taking that and executing that on its own, isn't it? So XHTML code must be exactly how it is to be specified. Getting that? So it tells us that XHTML code is tightly having its own syntax and semantics, and compulsorily you have to follow the strict syntax and semantics. Okay, so this is all about the introduction part, right? So this is all about introduction part of XHTML. So in examination, they may ask you for short note, write about the introduction of HTML, right? Then the next question will be explanation of XHTML syntax and structure. Okay, so I can see that still only 5 minutes are there for our session. So this we will take in next class. I think next class when I have on Thursday, right? So Thursday I will conduct 2 classes and we will complete XHTML. So otherwise Thursday I will take 1 class and then we will take 1 more class on Saturday. Okay.